Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about Draftkings stock and some amazing news that just came out uh, earlier on Wednesday, um, June the 2nd. It was announced that Michael Jordan has become a new special advisor to the board for Draftkings and acquired an equity stake in the company. So this is absolutely huge news on a stock that is already up pretty big year to date. So as you can take a look at this chart I'm using, the software called Trading View, and you can see that DraftKings stock is already up around 273% this year. So I already like DraftKings stock. And you guys are following my channel for a while. You know that I talked about why I bought DraftKings stock simply because I personally have been, a daily fantasy sports player. I really love sports. I'm passionate about sports probably ever since I was a kid, watching, NBA basketball and football and baseball with my dad. And basically, I'm very familiar with this industry. There's basically two major players in the United States, FanDuel and DraftKings. And DraftKings overtook FanDuel online daily fantasy and sports gambling outlet in the United States, and FanDuel is a number two. They got acquired by a European company called Floody Entertainment, and they are actually trading on the OTC. So why this news is so important is because simply Michael Jordan is such an iconic figure. He's literally single-handedly taken not only NBA teams like the Bulls to championships and glory like he did back in the 90s, but he also taken other brands as well and made them absolutely a ton of money. So this guy has the Midas touch, I think, just when it comes to organizations in general. He has amazing work ethic and a really positive winning attitude. And like everyone says, winning is a habit. And this guy has a habit of winning. So let's check out the press release. Right. See here. This was posted on Global News Wire. It says Michael Jordan joins DraftKings as special advisor to the board. Hall of Fame basketball legend will have equity in the company. So it says today, DraftKings welcomed Michael Jordan as special advisor to the company's board of directors. The NBA Hall of Fame inductee, six times Finals MVP, and chairman of Hornet Sports Entertainment agreed to take an equity interest in DraftKings in exchange for providing guidance and strategic advice to the board of directors on key business initiatives undertaken by sports technology and entertainment company. So basically, what does this mean? Well, this is huge. So Michael Jordan, like I know obviously most of you guys probably are familiar with Michael Jordan, but if you're not into sports or something like that, perhaps you don't know exactly who he. Okay, so Michael Jordan, arguably the best basketball player of all time. This guy went to the finals six times and won every single finals. He had an iconic finals run with the Bulls in the 90s, along with him and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. And this guy is basically, he's a winner. He's considered the best basketball player of all time. He is the majority owner in the one of the NBA basketball teams right now. It's the Charlotte Bobcats, Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets. So he owns a majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets. The guy's a billionaire. And what I want to talk about is some of the things that he's done when it comes to success. So you can see, check out his Wikipedia page for more information on him. But not only is this guy successful on the basketball court, he's successful off it. He got hooked up with a company you guys probably familiar with, Nike. Him and Phil Knight. Michael Jordan basically single-handedly put Nike on the map. He started wearing, their clothing, their apparel, their basketball shoes, and he's also, of course, if you guys are familiar with basketball shoes, the Jordan brand basketball shoe. Even though Michael Jordan isn't playing basketball anymore, it's still the most popular basketball shoe in the entire world. And then he's also made some other companies very successful as well, companies like Gatorade. And basically, it's just his winning attitude, and whatever he touches turns to gold. So obviously, he's much older now. He's not playing basketball anymore. But the fact that he got involved with DraftKings and took an equity stake in his company, obviously he's seeing something, some potential in it. And it's also well known that Michael Jordan is a very big gambler as well. So, he likes to gamble. He's very infamous for basically betting, tens of thousands of dollars on golf games and things like that. So if you guys, there's actually a really good documentary on on Netflix called The Last Dance. It basically chronicles a lot of the things about Michael Jordan's, playing career and things like that. So be sure you guys to check that out on Netflix for more information. And the reason why I think everyone is so excited about DraftKings stock like Michael Jordan is just simply because the sports online betting gambling industry is expected to grow eightfold by 2025. So as you can see here, it says legal online sports gambling market in the U.S. remains very early stages. Total revenue should rise from 1.5 billion in 2019 to 12 billion in 2025. So DraftKings is the number one player, and if the industry is supposed to grow 8 times as much, I would expect DraftKings stock to do really, really well. So now let's go back to my prediction on where I think DraftKings stock is headed for the future. Well, the stock is already up almost 300% year to date. And I made a video about DraftKings back when it was $25, and I personally had bought in my first set of shares at around $23. So I've basically been adding them, over. So yeah, if we take a look at the chart here, we can see that hit a ton of resistance back in June at around 40, I would say around $45, and there was a stock offering, so they decided to raise, money. Obviously, during the whole pandemic situation, companies definitely want to be well capitalized. But then there was a bottom at the stock at around $28 or so, and that's where the buyers came back in, and now we're seeing this kind of recovery process. And now that Michael Jordan has entered a stake, I think this is definitely the bottom for DraftKings stock. The fact that the industry is going to grow 8 times bigger, the fact that the NFL is coming up, college football is coming up, sports are going to come back slowly. Obviously, people are going to be cautious with everything that's going on, but the sports are here to stay. Sports are not going anywhere. Sports leagues not only, obviously provide entertainment for people like you and me and provide big salaries for the athletes, but there's a lot of ancillary businesses that do really, really well from the sports industry to, advertising companies, restaurants, companies that sell, sports apparel online. So there's so many people involved in the sports industry. I wouldn't worry about it going away. Obviously, they're going to do social distancing and things like that. But the fact is that the majority of the money that these leagues generate is generated through television and ad deals and things like that. So as long as they're showing the games, that revenue is going to come in, and as long as they're showing the games, companies like DraftKings are going to make a lot of money. People are going to continue to bet. People are going to continue to play daily fantasy sports, online gambling, and things like that. This is a huge, huge industry that's going to grow a lot bigger. And I think eightfold is a conservative market. Target. I would think kind of with the whole social distancing thing, more and more people have time to spend at home and to basically gamble online. So I think that a conservative price target for DraftKings, I would say, for me, since it's up so much this year, I would put it at around $100 by 2021. That could be a little conservative, but I think $100 is a reasonable target for this company. And the fact that the current market cap is only around like $14 billion, I think that's really, really small for a company that has a lot of growth ahead of them. So, guys, I think obviously DraftKings, one of my top hyper growth stocks to buy. You guys can check out that video as well. I made a video, and I also update a page on my website called the best top 10 hyper growth stocks to buy. So these are stocks that I think are going to grow at more than 40% per year. And as if DraftKings has already grown at around 270%, and the stock is almost doubled since I first mentioned it on my channel. So congrats for you guys that bought it on my first the video announcement before they did the reverse merger. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video on why I think DraftKings stock is such a strong buy. I'm going to continue to add to my position. Obviously, I think at $40 is just simply too cheap, and it was very cheap at 20, and it's still cheap at 40. Guys, the stock has a lot more room to run, and it's going to do a lot of nice special things in the years to come. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. So please smash the red subscribe button if you enjoy my content. I'm going to be talking more about growth stocks, hyper growth stocks, things like that, and more tech stocks that can make you a lot of money. So be sure to tune in for more updates on DraftKings stock. Full disclosure, I am a DraftKings stock holder. I bought the stock back at around $23 or so. So that's it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care.